Hey guys, I'm finally sitting down and trying out all the Fenty beauty products I hauled way back when it first launched. So I do have that haul up on my channel. I'll link it in a card on the screen now and also in the description box for you because I go into detail about pricing and what exactly the products are. But in today's video, I'm just going to sit down and actually test it all out and do a bit of a wear test for you guys. Now, I'm not going to lie, I did try everything once and it was the same day that I filmed that haul. And there were some things I was super impressed with and there were other things that really let me down, and that was the foundation. So the first time I tried it, it did not wear well throughout the day. Like after a couple of hours, it looked pretty horrible, and I'm not sure whether or not it's because I sort of applied it differently to usual or because I was having some skin issues at the time. So I thought it was only fair that I sat down and finally tried it again. I just put some eye drops in. So also please guys, ignore the fact that my eyes are very red today. We're just gonna have to move past it. For any new people, I have a genetic eye disease. There's always a little disclaimer in the description box, but just some days it's worse than others, and because we just hit spring here in Australia, my allergies have been going through the roof and it aggravates my eye issues. So yeah, just ignore that. I'm going to give you guys a close-up of my skin and show you how it's looking at the moment. So it is like freshly cleansed, and I did exfoliate last night. I'll turn down my light so you can get a good look at my pigmentation. So on this side of my face, I have like quite a bit of redness, and this side's fairly clear. I have enlarged pores, which I don't know if you'll be able to see or not. Put on the light a little bit. I have enlarged pores like around here. I have a lot of pigmentation under my eyes, like dark circles. But this is like my bad side. So as you can see, it's very red and blotchy, and I find this super difficult to cover. So I am going to be using the Fenty Soft Matte Pro Filt'r primer. I believe it's meant to help reduce the size of your pores, and I think it's also a mattifying primer. I seriously love the packaging of this. Like, this is so aesthetic. I live for it. I keep getting really close to my microphone too, so you're probably like, Hannah, get away from the microphone, you're too close. So it's got a pump applicator, which is perfect, and the packaging feels very expensive. I'm just gonna go 2 little pumps of that. Like, it comes out like with sort of a pinky fleshy tone color, and it feels like a gel slash cream. Like, it's not super creamy, but it's not a gel. It feels good though on my face. Like when I apply it, it applies nicely and it sinks into your skin. Like, it feels like a skincare product. I don't really know if it like fills in your pores though. Like maybe ever so slightly. It does make my face feel very smooth though. Like overall the texture of my skin feels great, but in saying that, it already did before I put it on, so I did actually get 2 shades in the foundation. I picked up the shade 190 and I picked up 260, which 260 is way too dark for me, but they didn't have 240. 240 I think would be my perfect shade when I'm really fake tan. But in saying that, Casey, my gal pal, Casey Rayton, I'm sure you guys all know who she is. She's a legend, and she used 190, and 190 matched her pretty perfectly. So I have a fresh fake tan on at the moment that I've just washed off, so it's a little bit lighter than what it will be, let's say, tomorrow. So I think I'm going to just stick with 190 today. I did find that this foundation totally oxidizes when you apply it. So I do have the Fenty blender sponge. I love this sponge. I've been using it ever since it came out. I did use it to apply the foundation the first time I used it, and I felt like I didn't get enough coverage, so I am going to use a brush instead today, and this is around Kabuki F82. They do suggest that with this foundation, if you want a more medium to full coverage, you should use a brush. If you want a more medium to lighter coverage, then you should use a sponge. So I'm giving it a really good shake because this is a water-based foundation with lots of pigment. So you want to make sure you shake the shit out of it before you go pumping it out. I'm just going to pump out like, what, 2 pumps to start with, shall we say? And it's thick, but it's still runny. I'm not going to stipple it on my face with my finger or anything like that because it does dry down very fast. I'm just going to dip straight in with my brush into the product and put it on my face. This will suck up more product than usual, but because it dries down so quickly, I just don't want to stipple it on my face and risk having it like dry down everywhere. That color I think is going to be perfect for today. I mean, look, so far it's definitely covering that redness quite well. A lot better than what it did with the sponge. That's for sure. Oh my god, I'm already so much more excited than what I was like last time trying it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put another 2 pumps on the compact because I've nearly used all those previous 2 pumps. It's very light. Like when you're applying it, it's not heavy at all on the skin. Sticking to my sideburns a bit, but that's to be expected. If you got a hairy ass face like me, I can see it like oxidizing already. Like the outer parts that are drying down are definitely drying like much darker. So when I first put it on, like the color of it when it was wet was like a perfect match, and now it's a little bit too dark. Definitely covered up that redness well, and like it's layering well over that redness. It looks not the greatest. Like I'm going to bring the camera in. I've used pretty much all of those 4 pumps. It definitely has great coverage, no doubt about it. It has beautiful full coverage is what I would 110% consider that. It feels very light on my skin. It looks like it's drying down to be like a powdery looking finish, which I think is what I don't love. Once my skin has a chance to heat it up properly, I'll be able to tell you a little bit more how I like the finish. It's still pretty tacky at the moment and it has transfer. So I think I just need to let it settle a little bit more. Okay, let me just get up in your business. Don't know if you guys will be able to see properly. It's definitely oxidized, darker than my neck. When I first put it on, the color when it was first on was way better than what it's oxidized down to. I don't know if you can see in my sideburns where it's catching to my facial hair, but I'm hoping that'll calm down once my skin like warms up all the product. So I don't want to use like anything too full coverage concealer wise, so I'm going to go in with my my Too Faced Born This Way concealer again. So I'm just going to go in and use the Fenty Beauty Sponge, which is damp, to blend it out. This will be interesting to see how it goes over like a dried down product. I always get worried with foundations that dry down like this, that when you go with a damp sponge to like blend concealers and like cream products over the top, that it might not work so well. You can see all the strokes from where the concealer was. Oh my gosh. Looks better now that I'm like patting it in with a sponge. A little bit less cakey. Okay, so taking my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light on my tapered F35 highlighter brush by Sigma. I do have a discount code with Sigma too. It is just Hannah. If you enter that at checkout, you get 10% off Sigma, but I'm just using it to set under my eyes. I just like to get in and set them pretty quick smart because they do crease a fair bit. I'm getting some fine lines under them now that I'm 28. They're starting to, you know, show their age. So I'm just going to take the Mocha Matchstick, which is like my perfect shade for contour. I have used this once, and the one time I did use it, I was very impressed with it. So hopefully it works well again. So just start off with that much. I'm just going to take my F04 Extreme Structure Contour Brush and start by just patting that out. I can't remember what I used to blend it out last time. Like whether I used a sponge or I used this. It's getting a little bit caught in my sideburns there. I need to pluck them. Oh my gosh. This side seems to be having a little bit of a harder time blending. Gotta be careful how like rough I am with blending because it'll just take all my foundation off. I'm just going to try brushing some of the matchstick directly onto my brush. And apply it like that to blend out some of this patchiness a little bit. I wish I had shaved my face. I feel like that's like half, like it's blending really nicely, but because I've got a lot of facial hair around the side of my face, I can see it like clinging to the facial hair. So like I don't want to hang shit on the product because it's just clinging to facial hair, because at the end of the day, like I can remove the facial hair and it would be fine. Because I do really like that shade. Like I think that contour shade is a really nice shade. Okay, I'm just going to set the rest of my face. I'm going to use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in medium. And I'm just going to pop that everywhere. I'm going to put it over the contour too, because I'm going to go over that contour with a powder bronzer, because it's just not looking as good as it could look, to be honest. It works so much better the first time I tried it. Like I don't know, I think I did have a freshly shaven face the first time I used it, or like at least my sideburns weren't as bad, so maybe that's why it worked okay. Okay, so I'm going to take my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer and using my F05 small contour brush, and I'm just going to build up some of that contour. Just using the powder to sort of like balance it out. Oh, that's way better setting it with the powder, yes. So I'm going to try use the shade Trippin for a blush. This could be a total fail since I've just like powdered my entire face, but we'll just see how it goes. So I'm using a Duo Fiber F55 brush, and I'm just going to try and, I don't know, get product on the end of the brush. It's kind of hard because this Duo Fiber brush is like really loose, like it's not a super dense brush, so I just don't want to put this stick straight on my face because I feel like it'll just drag my makeup too much. And I'm pretty sure I did see them recommend somewhere not to do that as well, like they said to either put it on the back of your hand and warm up the product or apply it to like a brush and then put it on your face. So I can see the shimmer, but I can't see much peachiness. I'm going to give it a really good try though. Like I'm going to try and put heaps on the bristles. I might try switch brushes because at the moment like all I can really see is like the shimmer. Like, is that what you guys can see? Can you see any sort of peachy glow? Because as you can see, it's a quite nice peach color, but I just like can't really see it on my face. I'm going to try like putting a heap on the back of my hand and warming it up and then dipping the brush into it. That worked a little bit better. I feel like that's such a waste of product though if you have to do it like that. I just still feel like I'm not peachy enough for my liking. Like if you like more natural blushes, you'll probably actually really like that because it's very subtle and it just gives your cheeks that really beautiful peachy glow. I'm one of those people that really likes a really flushed looking cheek, so this is like not enough color for me. Like I need more, please. So I'm just going to take my Old Faithful, my Holy Grail blush in New Romance. This is pretty much like the only blush I wear. I'm not gonna lie, I really don't wear many other blushes. Even though I love blushes, they're like some of my favorite products. This is just what I wear the most. And I'm using my I think it's an F10. It's rubbed off the handle. I'm pretty sure it's an F10 to apply it. So I'm just gonna quickly jump off camera and do my brows and prep my lids ready for shadow, and I'll be right back. So my battery is actually just about to die, and my other battery isn't charged yet, so I'm gonna have to like have a pause and come back and finish my eye makeup in a minute. But I'll just quickly show you the time on my phone. It's nearly 10 o'clock, so I've had this on already for about 45 minutes. So here's my first timestamp. So I've already had it on for about 45 minutes. Once my battery's charged, I'll come back and I'll carry on with the video. So probably like half an hour, but I'll be back. So I am back. It's only been like 15 minutes. It's literally 10:06. So I just quickly smacked some shadows on my eyeballs. I just use my Makeup Geek shadows, and I use Latte and Mocha, I think they're called. So it's these two shades just here. So I started off with Latte and then Mocha, and I just like smoked the shit out of my eyeballs because I want to do a cut crease with one of the highlight colors. So I'm going to start off by using the Killawatt highlighter in the Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal Duo, and I'm going to use the really intense side on my cheekbones. But what I might actually do, so you guys can see the difference, I think I might do the lighter one on this side and I'll do the more intense one on this side. So starting off with the right side one, it still gives like a really beautiful glow. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that on camera. I was just Snapchatting before too, and I was looking at my contour, and my contour looks crazy on Snapchat. So I'm hoping it doesn't look too crazy on camera because it looks okay in person, but looked really crazy on Snapchat. Anyway, that is the more natural side of the two, and then on this side I'm going to do this one, the really vibrant one. Oh, I love this. It's so pretty. It's kind of like, they're like beigey highlighters, right? That have sort of a cool undertone to them, I guess you could say. So you can definitely see that one is a lot more bright than this one. This one is definitely more natural, and this one is like pow. So I'm just going to pop some of this one over the more natural one because I want the power factor today. So, like I said, I've already just got those shadows. I've got the shadows blended over my lid and I just want to do a cut crease. So I'm just going to get my Shape Tape. I'm just going to use Fair Neutral, which is a really light concealer shade. And I'm just going to use the applicator from the Shape Tape and just put a little bop on there to start with. And I'm using my F75 concealer brush and I'm just going to start blending that out, but I want my other mirror. Just starting off with a little bit because I'm still pretty new to this whole thing. So now I do have the infamous, ever so famous Trophy Wife highlighter, which is that incredible yellow gold, like, oh, that color is insane. I would never wear this on my cheekbones, but I sure as hell will wear it on my lid. So that is what I'm going to do today. So I'm just going to start off by using just an E32 exact blend brush just to try and deposit it on my lid and we'll see how that goes. Oh yeah, mama. Oh yeah, that's so pigmented. Seriously, what the fuck? This was the best decision of my day doing this. Oh my gosh, this was such a good idea. Obviously, if you're like a darker complexion or you're a little bit more like out there with your eyeshadows and stuff, or your highlights, I mean, you could most definitely wear this as a highlighter. Like, you don't have to use it as an eyeshadow like I am. It's just I'm not that daring, so it's definitely a color I'd rather on my lids than on my cheekbones. I've seen people use it with just like a really nice light hand and it looks incredible, like especially on like my darker skinned sisters. But like, girl, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, living. No, I think I need something with more of a pop for my inner corner. What do I have that's like white? Might have to go with my ABH kit. Yeah, I'm just going to use the shade Forever Lit, which is like a white, like crystal highlight, and I'm just going to pop that all over my inner corners. Because I just feel like I need the contrast between like the yellow gold and the white. I think that looks really pretty. Oh yeah! Oh, okay, I'm just going to quickly jump off camera, line my lash line, pop some falsies on, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, so now I'm going to do my lips and I'm using the Fenty Beauty lip gloss in, what's it called? The Fenty Glow. I already know I like this. I personally love lip glosses, so this was like a no-brainer for me, but I'm going to quickly line my lips using the lippy pencil from Colourpop in the shade Skimpy. It's my favorite nude lip pencil. Now this gloss smells amazing as well. Like, it kind of smells like lollies, but it's really nice and it has a really big doe foot applicator as well. Like, it's quite a large applicator, but I love the packaging of this. It's so pretty. This has a really beautiful like nude tint that just suits so many complexions. Like, it really is a very universal shade. I love it. Sorry guys, I've just been mucking around taking selfies because I'm kind of feeling my makeup, but it's 13 minutes past 11. I have everything on my face and I'm just going to sort of give you guys like the lowdown on what I'm thinking. So as I always say, I feel like with my skin, I need to let my products sink in and warm up to my skin for about an hour before I can really tell you how I feel about them. Everything has settled down quite nicely. However, I do feel like it has definitely sort of emphasized all the little bum fluff I have around my chin. I'll do a little close up in a second. Other than that, that's like really my only complaint. It doesn't look as powdery as it first did when I first put it on, so it's definitely warmed up to the skin and really settled down nicely. It's just that how it's emphasizing the hair on my face. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Like, I feel like I'm getting right up in your business, but that's my initial thoughts. I'm super curious to just see how it wears throughout the day because if it's really long wearing, then that'll be amazing, because the first time I used it, it got quite oily throughout the day. So we'll keep you posted on that one. Once I've had it on for a bit longer, I'll be able to give you more of like an opinion of it. It looks beautiful though, like, and I actually think the color worked out quite well. So 190, perfect. I don't think I would go any darker, even when my fake tan is a little bit darker, because it did oxidize darker than my neck. So that is fine though. I can work with that. It wasn't too bad. I really like the primer. It felt beautiful on my skin. I obviously don't know if it helps with like the longevity of my foundation or anything like that, because I haven't tried it in conjunction with other foundations that I know perform a certain way. But overall, when I applied it, it felt really nice on my skin. The foundation I felt like went really nice over the top of it. When it comes to the click sticks, I'm totally for the contour click sticks. I really like the color of this, and I think it overall blended out quite well. Once I popped some powder over the top, it was fine. I think I did go a little bit overboard with the contouring today. It is a little bit darker than what I would usually wear, but I'm feeling it. So I really like that. I didn't love the tripping stick. If it was more of a more appropriate highlight shade for my personal taste, I think I would like it, but just based on this color, not too much of a fan of it. Don't really love it on my cheeks. I would prefer to just use a normal powder blush myself personally. Oh my god, that just scared the shit out of me. They just connected because I put them right next to each other and they're magnetic. Oh my god, that gave me a heart attack. The next one is the concealer shade. This is like a hard pass for me, just because personally I don't love concealers in a stick formula. Just not my favorite application method. I prefer to have like a liquid that's got a doe foot. That's just personal preference. So not to say it isn't a good concealer. I haven't really tried it enough under my eyes and stuff to really tell you if the formula itself is good at covering dark circles and everything, but just like based on personal preference, just not my ideal type of concealer. Oh, the highlighters, girl. I feel like this is like my favorite thing from the Fenty Beauty range. These highlighters are absolutely amazing. They get a 100 out of 10. That's how good they are. I love every single shade, and I love the fact these duos have like the option of more daytime appropriate highlight shade plus a more intense highlight shade. I think that's really nice to have the option in one pan. And like, not to mention, like, these are big pans, and reality is I would not go through like a full-size highlighter of like Trophy Wife just using it on my cheekbones. So I like the fact it has two shades in the one pan, so you get two options, and it's not so much like wasting product. It's like a little bit more realistic that you'll actually get through it one day. I love the packaging of these compacts too. They are so sleek and pretty, so I'm totally down for that. And Trophy Wife, girlfriend, like, even if you would not wear this as a highlighter, I would recommend getting this as a shadow. I know this is like a massive pan for an eyeshadow, but the color is that beautiful that I 110% think it's worth it. Like, totally worth it. And if you're someone that, you know, you're gonna dress up parties or stuff like that, or you like doing really out there makeup, I'm sure you can find like 1,000,001 places to apply this on your body. Like, if you're really nice and tan, I think this would look beautiful on like your collarbones and on your shoulders, like on the body. But geez, on the eyelids, like, I don't know if you guys can see how pretty my eyelids look today, but like, I'm like feeling it. I'm feeling this color, I'm feeling this highlighter, this formula, everything about it. Freaking amazing. I can't say anything bad about the highlighters. They are so pretty, and I'm just, oh, this cut crease is just making me feel myself on another level. I can't even help it. Like, it's just, the feeling myself vibes is strong today. It's strong today. I absolutely live for her lip gloss formula. The smell of it is so good, like, it makes me want to eat it. It's a really beautiful, universal, like, rosy nude shade. I totally feel it. It's got little bits of glitter and stuff in it. It is super pretty. I would recommend this one too if you're a lip gloss lover. Definitely pick it up. The packaging is like on another level of sleek. Like, I'm obsessed with this sort of geometric, whatever you'd call it, like, shape packaging. It's so pretty. So I love that. And like I said, if you're a lip gloss lover, I'm sure you guys would love this. It's not too sticky. It's just a very like smooth, beautiful rosy nude color. So for the time being, I think that's really all I have to say about everything. I'm just going to keep the foundation on for as long as possible and do a few more check-ins to let you guys know how it's performing on my face. So far, so good. Let me stew on my thoughts so I can come back and give you like a final, thorough opinion on the foundation. Hey guys, excuse the mess behind me. I'm just about to film, or just finished filming a haul. But I wanted to do a quick little check-in. It's only 13 past 1 and I feel like I'm already getting shiny on my forehead. This is what happened last time I tried it too. I felt like I got unusually greasy very quickly. So don't know if you guys can see, like the light will help bounce it off, but can you see that my forehead's like already really shiny? Really shiny. You know, I don't usually have that problem with foundations, like getting this shiny on my forehead this quickly, especially for something that sets down so matte. It's very unusual, but it did definitely happen last time I used it too. So I just thought I'd quickly update you. I'll update you guys again in a couple of hours. Hey guys, so it's 3 o'clock. So I've had this foundation on now for about 6 hours. Overall, it's wearing pretty well, but I do feel like my forehead is pretty shiny, and I felt like it's been this shiny since like, what, 1 o'clock, which isn't like incredible long wear time considering how matte this foundation does actually dry down. But other than that, like it's looking really good. Like it's not settling into any fine lines or anything like that. My contour still popping, my highlights still popping. That shimmer trophy wife is still all over my lids. My eyes are like red raw because I've been editing, but other than that, it's going pretty good. Like other than it being a tiny bit shiny, everything else is all a-okay. I can handle a little bit of shine. A little bit of shine doesn't bother me too much. So I don't think it should get too much worse than this, hopefully. But I'll check back in 8 hours, and if it has gotten dramatically worse in shine, then I'll let you guys know then. But other than that, everything seems to be just sitting quite well on my face. So yay. Hey guys, so it is just after 5 o'clock, so I've had this foundation on now for just on 8 hours. It's definitely gotten a little bit shinier on the forehead and stuff, but overall it stayed intact on my face like really well. I have blowed my nose a little bit, so it's come off around my nostrils just ever so slightly, but I don't think it's like too cakey around my nostrils or around my mouth or anything like that. So overall, I'd have to say I'm pretty impressed with the foundation. Like it's not my most favorite foundation, however I do really like it. And if you guys were to ask me like would I recommend it, I would say yes, I would recommend you guys trying it out. Like I don't regret my purchase whatsoever. I don't know if it's something I'll use like all the time, but it's definitely something I see myself reaching for, like when I'm filming tutorials and I want to mix up the foundations and stuff like that. Like I certainly will use it. And like I said, it had a really nice full coverage. I felt like it really evened out my overall complexion and skin tone. I just really want to try it when I've shaved my face. I feel like that could be a game changer with this foundation, because the only real problem I had was when it was sort of sticking or like emphasizing a bit of the bum fluff on my face. So I'll keep you guys posted as to what it looks like when I shave my face. I just haven't got around to doing it, because I mean I shave my face but I don't do it all the time. Like it's just something I do when I'm literally bored and have nothing to do, I guess. So yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you enjoyed hearing what I thought of all the Fenty beauty goodies. If you have any questions or anything like that, just comment them below. Thank you so very much for watching, and don't forget to thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it. Hey Lily and Mimi. They're like, what are you talking to? Who are you talking to? But thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll be talking to you all really soon. Bye.